You know, one of the things that many people have to learn is how to move when God say move. A lot of times people want to go on their own making decisions, and then when you make the decisions out of order, you fumble. See, I never been the type to move off of, trends, things like that. A lot of times I speak with people or some of my mentees that, book me for coaching sessions and things like that in regards to life. And, they'll tell me a situation and, they'll go over what they did, how the outcome was, etc. The outcome wasn't what they were expecting. But the number one question is, did you pray about it and did you ask God first? Because people want to step over, praying about it and asking God, and then when it doesn't work out, you like, oh my God, why is it not working out? Why is it not working out? What did God tell you to go and do that? And a lot of times the answer is no. And it's not that he doesn't want you to do it. It's just his timing. And many people fail because they skip over his timing. Like I've had, many coaches in life, business coaching, things like that. And they've told me ways, oh, you can do this, or you can do that, etc. And they'll probably get upset with me because I didn't do it, because God didn't tell me to do it. Now I took all of the value key points of what they told me, especially when it comes to like business and things like that. But I applied it to what I was actually doing. I didn't change up, I didn't switch, I didn't do something different. It was what I know I was called to do and applied the keys to be successful. However, when you get into things that are trendy, trending things don't last long. That's like short-term gratification. And anything that's trendy, you have to keep switching and have to keep changing, and then you have to think of something else, and then you got to think of a new way to do that. And that I just don't have time for that, honestly. I prefer sometimes to take the longer route, which requires sometimes struggle, suffering, etc. But you go through all of those things how God tell you to go through them for a long-term gratification, because once you make it and once you reach that destination point of where he wants you to be, it's forever long lasting. It'll be hiccups, things like that, but he's going to see you through every step of the way. And I think that is where people fall short, because they want to skip over steps and don't want to go through the proper steps. They want, these microwavable success stories, or they think that most people that have success have these microwavable success stories, and it's really not that. I've said time and time again, many people that are successful has a story, and they didn't wake up. It didn't just happen overnight. It is something that you can, get by, etc. Like I said, some trendy things or whatever the case may be. But stop and ask yourself, is this something you want to do? Always ask yourself, is this really what you want to do? And go to God and pray about it, because things that's not your passion also, it doesn't last. It's a temporary thing. You're just doing it for whatever reason. And if it's not your passion, it's not going to last.